Good evening, everyone. Sorry about the delay, but we are ready to start the presentation and the launch of this year's Drogheda Local Education Committee's project. My name is Roddy and on behalf of the Local Education Committee, I'm delighted to welcome you all here to the Barbican this evening, especially given the conditions outside. They're not the most favourable. So to start the proceedings this evening, I'd like to call on the Mayor of Drogheda, Mr. Richie Culhan, to say a few words.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and the students from all the schools that we have all your artwork displayed here in a fantastic fashion. It's a great, it's very inventive. I think you could put this out on the world market and show people how you can actually hang paintings without taking up too much space. It's a fantastic idea. I'm sorry for being late. I was at another function, and so I'm sorry for delaying you for a few minutes. Drogheda Minds is a new community-wide project that puts mindfulness very much to the fore of how we interact with our classmates, friends, parents, colleagues, teachers, and so on. It is the Drogheda Local Education Committee, their 2014 follow-up initiative to Drogheda Reads, Roddy, Doyle, and Drogheda Counts, which were both very successful community projects involving school children and their families. Childline and its sister service, Teen Text, are the services being promoted for children and young people, and the Samaritans for older people, and it's one organisation that's very close to my heart, and we're very lucky that we have an organisation like the Samaritans and indeed Teen Text, so that children and adults alike can access these very valuable services. As you can see, there was an information evening and an information desk on the way in, which is also a fantastic initiative. But my congratulations, really, and I'm not going to keep you very long, to the Local Education Committee's initiative in bringing forward this art exhibition, which is absolutely fantastic. And I know that a lot of the 1,500 displays here will be seen on posters around the town and in the local area over the next number of weeks and months. So to all the students, their teachers and the schools, congratulations for participating in this fantastic event. I'm delighted to be here to open it officially, and you deserve tremendous credit for this artwork that we see in front of us. And who knows, maybe in the years to come, some of you will be displaying some of this artwork in the National Gallery or maybe the Louvre in Paris or somewhere like that. So I hope you have a lovely evening. I'm delighted to be here as Mayor and on behalf of the Borough Council to open this event. And once again, thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Richie. Now, before I call on our next speaker, behind every successful project, there's not just one or two people, there's actually quite a number of people. So I'm going to go through a list of thank yous to everyone involved in setting up this project and making it what it is. First of all, thank everyone for coming here tonight, especially the students who entered the competition, the teachers who supported them and encouraged them to do so. I'd like to thank the judges who are sitting here to my left, the art office in Drogheda who sponsored the prizes. I'd also like to thank especially the Drogheda Local Education Steering Committee, which is made up of the HSCL from St Patrick's, St Bridget's, St Joseph's, Presentation, St John's, St Paul's, Marymount and St Oliver schools in Drogheda. I'd like to thank the Holy Family School Completion Programme, the Northside School Completion Programme. I'd also like to thank Drogheda Youth Reach, the Boomerang Cafe, Culture Connect, the ISPCC, the Loudmead ETB, Rapid and the Louth Leader Partnership for their funding of the posters, bookmarks and all the other costs of the exhibition. I'd like to thank Paul Hayes and all his team here at the Barbican for letting us have the use of the facility, the hall here. I'm sure you'll all agree the place does look wonderful. The same goes for the last 2 years. The local media here in Drogheda is fantastic, so I'd like to thank LMFM, the Drogheda Independent and the Drogheda Leader for all their work in promoting our projects. I'd like to thank the Drogheda Arts Centre for the lend of the cherry picker that they quite kindly loaned to us to help us hang all the posters. I'd like to thank Upstate Theatre Project for the use of their van. And finally, I'd like to thank, and this is a huge thank you, to John Roddy and the team at the Connect Family Resource Centre for putting it all together. I was speaking to John earlier and he was saying that the team didn't really know what they were in for in January. He kept it fairly quiet, so I think when they did realise what it was, they weren't too happy, but can we put a big hand together for them and the wonderful work they've done. And now I'd like to call upon, she's the chairperson of the Local Education Committee, and she's going to talk about where the Drogheda Minds project originated from. So can you please welcome Ms. Greta Bowen.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, I would like to compliment all the young people and the very young people on how attentive they all are. They're sitting or standing and listening. Your behaviour is just so good. You really, really are a credit to mums and dads. All right, so very well done. And bearing that in mind, I'm not going to make the story of the Drogheda Minds a very long story. Just to say that every year the Local Education Committee decide on a project for the coming school year, and we try and incorporate into that project as many young people as we can, and also to spread it out into the wider community. The Mayor has already mentioned the successful Drogheda Reads Roddy Doyle, the successful Drogheda Counts last year. This year, when we came together in May to decide what our project for the coming school year would be, really there was no other project other than one around mental health. It was felt that this is something that is close to everybody's heart. It's a very, very, very important topic, no matter how young or how old, and hence Drogheda Minds was born. Just to mention that while we're here this evening, there is a second strand to the project, which is an ongoing one, and that is where we are currently researching a number of programmes that have been seen to be successful throughout the country in aiding schools and communities around mental health. So that is for later, a later date. But to come back to this evening, all I can say is, wow, what an exhibition. What absolutely fabulous work your sons and daughters have put together, from the junior infants right up through to senior school. And we promised every child that their poster would be on display here tonight, and that's what has happened. People have come in, and they really have. I saw one little girl, she walked into the room and she just looked and she went, oh, when she saw all the posters. I mean, I really think that says it all. I've had teachers come to me to say, it has got the topic of mental health being discussed in classrooms with the young people, and that surely is what it's all about. It's not something that's out there as somebody else's issue or somebody else's problem. And what we hope is, this is around raising awareness. And I think we have managed to do that. And thank you also to the people who were here earlier on with their stands in the foyer giving information. It's very much a community effort. All I want to do is wish every single student who contributed to this well. I think you should be so proud of yourselves. You've done a tremendous job. This wouldn't happen without you. So just to say a very, very sincere thanks, and I hope everybody has a very pleasant evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Greta. Now, before we go on to the announcement of the prize winner, I'm going to call on John Roddy. John is from the Connect Family Resource Centre, and I suppose he would be the brains behind the operation. It was his idea kind of right from the start back in September, October, when we were sitting in meetings up in St Paul's discussing the project. He kind of got the idea, and when he suggested it first, we were kind of looking at him going, you know, where are we going to hang nearly 2,000 posters? But he came up with a solution, so to let him fill you in and tell you about it, I'm going to call him now. Can we give him please give him a big round of applause for his really hard work and his great idea.
Thank you, Robbie, and thank you, everybody. I was asked to say a few things just about this exhibition, and I don't want to bore you with the ins and outs of how it was made and how we decided. And I have to say, it wasn't just my idea. Lots of people contributed and threw in notions and mentioned the ribbons and talked about the ceiling, and it all came together. But when I was thinking about what I could have said to you all, I was kind of struck by the size of what we're looking at here. And I think what you're standing in at the moment, and what you see here, is two things. And the first thing is a really, really good art exhibition. It's a piece of art. It's an amazing piece of art. The exhibition itself becomes so much bigger than just the one poster. It's 1,500 posters. And when you think about that, the amount of people that it took to make this amazing piece of art, that's 1,500 different students. That's everybody on the committee, the Local Education Committee, who originally talked about it and dreamed up the idea. It's the teachers who brought the idea to the students and tried to talk them through the idea of mental health and mindfulness and what that actually means. And it's a complex idea for anybody to understand. And then it moved out further from there. It moved over to Connect Family Resource Centre, where we started to put it together. And I have to say a big shout out to Mairead, and particularly Magella, who's here somewhere, who put in an amazing amount of work. Thank you, Magella. And Robbie's right, they had no idea what I'd landed them in until it was too late, so I won't do it again, I promise. Yeah. And then, you know, there was volunteers. There was 7 or 8 volunteers from the Volunteer Bureau who came in just because they got a text message to say that it was on. There was people from Dundalk Outcomers, an organisation that I'm involved with, who came in off their own bat to help put it together. It's an awful lot of people. It gets up into the 1,600 mark very quickly. You know, it spills out further, the judges, anybody else who's involved. And it made me think about how, you know, in terms of great art, and I'm not an artist, I don't really understand art, but in terms of this great art, it took that many people together to make something magnificent. So I hope you can appreciate the bigger picture and the amazing work that so many students put into it. The other thing is about the mental health side of it. And I think it would be remiss of me not to go into it in a little bit more detail. As we were putting the posters together, as we were laying them out and sticking them on the ribbons, I started to see patterns develop. And again, I'm not a mental health expert either, so I don't know a huge amount about it. But I could see after a while patterns. And I was wondering maybe what the teachers said to the students, like how do they convince the students, or how do they get them to understand what mindfulness, what's mindfulness, what does that mean? And if you look around, all the different tips that we give, that professionals give for mental health, are all represented in the posters. It's amazing. It's like a great big sort of group cumulative effort where it all makes sense. You've got relaxation, you have express yourself, you have eat well. There's a whole run of them, I listed them here. Be creative, relax, mind yourself and others. There's a real pattern of people looking out for other people. And I think if we were to take this as a sign for the future, then Drogheda is in good hands, because there's 1,500 students who are going to watch out for each other. It's an amazing thing. And the other big thing was about talk to someone. And I think if we were to take a message about mental health for ourselves, it would be this. Mental health doesn't happen on its own. It doesn't happen with just a person. We often got told, I remember being told myself, you know, all you need is a good kick in the arse. You know, pick yourself up there, you'll be fine. And it's not about that. It's about being vulnerable enough and honest enough to be able to show a bit of weakness and ask for help. And that's reflected in all these posters in an amazing way. And the other message then is about appreciating the moment. There's been a lot of talk today about the fact that all of this has to come down in an hour. But you know what, that's okay, because part of mental health is about accepting change and accepting the moment and appreciating what you have and going with it. So I hope you take a moment after this, after the award announcements and after everything else, just to soak it all in and see what's on offer and enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Once again, John, thank you very much. So now we're going to get to the announcing the winners. There was 4 categories, so I'm just going to call Hugh Dugan to come up and we're going to start announcing the prizes.
Thank you, Robbie, and welcome everybody. Can we give Robbie a round of applause? So, it's my responsibility to introduce the judges, and I said to one of them jokingly earlier on, we're going to blame you and leave the building in a minute. So, but without further ado, just from sort of starting over here, somebody you'll all probably know if you visit the library, from Drogheda Library, it's Anne Keaveney. Round of applause. They sponsored the prizes for us, the art office. Many of you would have been out to their shop in Gormanstown. She's an artist in her own right, and she was also part of our judging panel, and that's Siobhan Sweetman. Next to Siobhan is Maurice Dillon, and Maurice works for the HSE in their child and adolescent mental health services, so he obviously knows a little bit about the whole issue of positive mental health, so welcome Maurice. And last but by no means least, and she snuck in quite nicely there, but she was delayed, but you're very welcome, it's Aoife Ruran, who's the director of the Highlands Gallery. I just want to add a couple of things to what's been said already. All the thank yous have been done, and there was a mention of volunteers, and I was here for a lot of yesterday, and people just kept wandering in and saying, I'm here to help. And I wrote down some of their names, and I wasn't here all day yesterday, but I just thought the people's names that I do have, I said, well, will you be here tomorrow at 6? And most of them said they would be. So I would like to just say thank you to the volunteers. Mary McKeown Mackey, Paul Donnelly, Deirdre Luttrell, Terry McGuinness, Gordon Moonan, and Ben, and sorry Ben, I didn't get your surname. And there were sure there were others as well when I wasn't here. But that just shows you that, you know, if we all work together as a community, then people just were coming in, you know, doing all sorts of jobs, sticking things together, getting blue tack, getting staples, and helping John and his team out, and it made the task a lot easier. So I'd like to thank those volunteers. Okay, Robbie and I are going to sort of switch. There's 4 categories, as Robbie said, and we're going to start with the junior primary school category, which basically was anybody who entered the competition up until the age of 2. And what Robbie did say is that, you know, we have got 3 prize winners in each category. Each school will also pick their own winners, and that'll be happening over the next days and weeks. I'm not sure, some of the schools are doing theirs on Friday, some others next week. So there will be lots of winners, but I think the key thing is that your poster, whatever it is, wherever it is in this room, of the 1,500 odd posters, you know, everybody whose poster is up as a winner. So I think everybody needs to give those kids a round of applause again. But we're going to ask the judges, and we're going to ask Mayor Calhan as well to help us with the presentation. We did have to pick one in each category to put onto a proper poster that we're going to have in the schools, we're going to have in sporting organisations, in clubhouses, youth clubs, doctor surgeries, any public place. These posters will be on display. And the judges had a very, very tough job picking the winners in the 4 categories. But let's start with the junior primary school category then. And we're not sure if all of them are here. We know we have some apologies from some of the winners. But in 3rd place in junior primary, please welcome from St John's Junior National School, Sheena Donnelly. So another round of applause for Sheena, please. In 2nd place, from 2nd class, Miss Cudden's class in Marymount Girls National School, it's Amy Healy. Behind each of the 4 easels are the 4 winning posters in bigger blown up sizes, and they're just amazing pieces of work. And the first winner tonight, again from Marymount Girls National School, from 1st class on this occasion, Miss O'Keefe's class, please welcome Zoe Donnelly. And if it's okay with Zoe's parents and teachers or whoever, maybe Zoe can stay up here in front of her poster till we get through all the others, if that's okay. Okay, now Robbie's going to do the senior primary, okay?
So in the senior primary category, in third place from Marymount Girls National School in fourth class, Aoife Byrne. And in second place, also from Marymount Girls National School in fourth class, is Antonis Voltour. And the winner of the senior primary category from St Paul's National School in sixth class is Adam Flood.
Here comes Adam. Big round of applause. And again, if Adam can just maybe wait up here while we announce the other winners. We're going to move on now to the junior secondary category, which is first year in secondary school up to junior cert year. And in third place, we have our only two-hander of the winners. It's an all-sweep here for St Oliver's, by the way. So in third place, we've got Anthony Leslie and Barry Kerwin. Here come Anthony and Barry. Big round of applause. Well done, lads. In second place, from class 1 Tara in St Oliver's, Jack McGovern. And the winner of the junior secondary category from class 2 Moy in St Oliver's, it's Ryan Collier. Okay, I'll hand you back over to Robbie.
Our last category was the senior secondary youth reach category. In third place, from TY Star St Oliver's Community College, Marianne Smith. In second place, we've Patrick Kelly from Drogheda Youth Reach. Unfortunately, Patrick can't be with us this evening, so on behalf of Patrick to collect his prize is Maria Morgan. And finally, the winner of the senior secondary youth reach category from St Oliver's Community College, class 663, Anastasia Kurakina. Unfortunately, Anastasia can't be here this evening, so to collect the prize on her behalf, the Principal of St Oliver's Community College, Mr. John Halpin. So finally, just to thank everyone for participating in the competition and for getting behind the project. I'm sure you'll agree it's quite a worthy and worthwhile project for us to undertake this year. The posters will be going out to each of the schools and they'll be displayed. So at least if someone asks you, let them know what the poster is about, what the project is about. And once again, thank you all for coming, especially on the type of evening that it was. Thank you.